So Trash Tuesdays is a great podcast.
Yeah.
With you, Annie Letterman, and Kalila.
Wait, that was interesting though, what you said about like everyone wants to reach homeostasis, that like, because obviously we've all heard that, right? Like CEOs want to be dominated in bed. I didn't realize though that is kind of, it is just to reach an equilibrium.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what the goal is.
So then what if you're not extremely high status or extremely low status in life? Like, is that like a person that like wants to be dominant and submissive?
That's a good question.
That's when you throw on the VR goggles and pretend like you're a billionaire.
Yeah, I think some of it has to do with nurture and nature. Because, I think some people naturally are just more dom or femme, right?
Yeah.
Dom or sub.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess you guys...
I'm verse. I'm verse.
Verse.
I can be dom or sub.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Verse is really where it's at.
Yeah,
it's like,
verse is switch hitter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm verse. I can be dom or sub.
I think that's very progressive to say.
I feel like I'm very progressive in that way.
Because I feel like a lot of men feel like they have to only be like dominant, and also like, okay, so do you think that all masculinity is a performance? Because I was thinking recently that like, what's actually in today's culture, like how are you actually able to be masculine? And I think it's like basically just providing, like making money is kind of the only way to be masculine, right? Because like, I could be wrong. I'm like totally talking out of my ass here, but
no, this is where the good stuff happens.
Okay, so like to be masculine is like hunting and gathering, right? Like that's what the man is supposed to do in like
Today?
olden times.
Oh, in olden times for sure.
Olden times, yeah.
Okay, so if you fast forward to today,
Also pillage, rape, murder.
Okay, those things too. Sure. But like, so then if you put that in today's terms, it's just like providing, right? Like making money.
Making money.
So does that mean that any man who like lives off of like his family or something is not providing, and so any masculinity that he's portraying is just a performance and it's like acting tough? Or does that resonate in any way, or am I just making this up?
I truly think we're very disconnected because of technology and civilization.
Totally.
From the fact that we're social animals no different than wolves and dogs.
Hell yeah.
In that respect, that we're social animals. Obviously, we're different, but we survive socially. And I think whenever you have a social pack, there is an order. Mm-hmm. So I think people have different levels of energy and different levels of dominance and submission and
what they can strive for.
Yeah, certain people, it's more important for them to be more up there.
Yeah.
Other people want to be here. Some people are in the middle, and we're just kind of disconnected from that. So I think masculinity is that thing that makes you want to strive to be at the top of the thing.
And so what you're saying then is that you can still be a man that doesn't want to be at the top. Does that make you less masculine?
Some little way, yeah.
But that's also but that's okay, because that's a part of the natural order. Not
totally
every
fine.
Man should want to be. That would be crazy.
That comes with a bunch of stress, and some people aren't wired for it. Some people don't want to deal with it. It's a headache. It's a heavy as the crown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. That's so then. But then in today's culture, it's all about like, do you think that those people who just want to be in the middle and don't want to be at the top, like, do they feel this pressure to like present as like being masculine, or how do they prove their masculinity, or they don't have to?
Well, I think people at the bottom and the middle are very empowered now by how technology has kind of leveled the playing field, and they're it's revenge of the nerds right now. No, I think
you move the goalpost. With
I think it's funny because people go like, Bill Gates is a nerd. In my opinion, he's a super alpha, like masculine man who wanted to dominate, and people think he's like this great guy. He's like, I want to vaccinate her. He's like, he was a monster who like stole ideas, who wanted to be a billionaire, who like makes more money, buys stocks, short stocks. He shorted Tesla stock. He was betting on them losing so he could make money. He's a super competitive, ultra masculine guy in this climate.
But he wears rockers.
In technology. Steve Jobs, he wasn't a wallflower. He was a fucking cunt. All right? I mean, talk about a person who's traumatized by iPhone. If you want to know one person who has a Samsung, it's his daughter. She's not going to fucking be triggered every time she gets a text. I mean, he was a dick. He ignored his daughter. He was a complete bully. He was tough to work with. He's super masculine, alpha male.
Right.
It's just now it's not like muscles. It's like business.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, and those guys probably get kicked in their nuts by prostitutes to find the equilibrium. But I think that's a natural thing that's in certain people.
But so, like, I guess, okay, that also lines up with, like, women seek providers, and that used to mean tall, muscly, who can, like, kill other, like, you know, kill people for you. But now it's just like, who's the nerd making money is the better provider.
Correct.
And so then maybe the guys that, like, we want to point to and be like, haha, nerd, Jeff Bezos, it's like, well, he's actually the alpha male.
He is the alpha male.
He's daddy.
He makes people pee in their diapers to work 15-hour shifts. I mean, it's actually funny that it's great that we're talking. I don't think anyone's really nailed it like we're talking about it right now. Yeah, those guys are like, they're like the Hulk and He-Man used to be. They're like Alexander the Great. They're like super masculine. Like Jeff Bezos is now, first of all, he's taking steroids, so he looks the part, but he's a super masculine boss. Like, these guys run the world.
So maybe in today's culture, the best way to be masculine is just to be like a smart little fucking nerd.
Absolutely. I mean, do you know how powerful these people literally run the world? Like Amazon, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, these little fucking squeak eggheads, they run the world. They have so much power. People bend to their knees. Political parties, companies, everyone is like begging them for their reach, for their apparatus, to favor them. They are multi-billionaires. They have net worths that are as much as some small countries. I mean, they're the richest people in the world, and they run the world. They're like the new railroad barons. Like back in the day, they're the new, J.P. Morgans and Charles Schwabs and all those guys from the industrial era. These are the tech barons.
And isn't it funny that like all of that drive and success that they have, it just comes from like, mommy didn't look at you.
It's usually what it is.
It comes from such a sad little place. I relate. I'm not making fun of them. I love you, Daddy Bezos. Like, I will.
You're right. It does. It comes from like, all that motivation comes from like a girl rejecting them or mommy not hugging them. Or
the overcompensation of masculinity really comes from like a devoidness of like that feminine love.
Something. I do think the world will be a better place if everyone does a little trauma therapy.
A little bit.
Everyone does a little trauma therapy. Now, you're not into the alpha. I can tell that right now. You're more of a creative, artistic soul.
That's
you have a
so
good laugh.
Kind. Thank you.
Your laugh is good.
Compliment.
You're authentic.
Yeah, I think mostly just because like that's all I have. Like I'm more like, oh, I want to just like make the most of what I was given. Like another thing. So obviously, like we've talked about, I live in LA. Like every girl there is like injected, Botox, like all plastics. I have gone into so many in my over a decade there. Like I've been to like several plastic surgeon consultants with appointments with friends. I've gone for myself.
Please tell who.
People you don't know, not comedy girls, but like I'll be like, tell me what you would do. Like, I've really gone down that road of wanting to do it. And then I always get too scared. And I think I've ultimately come to the decision that, like, I'm just going to juice the youth and beauty that I have for what it's worth and just be happy with, like, what I got and not try to, like, squeeze more out of it.
Stick to the original recipe.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Like, KFC original recipe. That's what comes to mind. I don't know why.
What would you even do, though?
Well, a lot of
a young
doctors,
tight face.
Believe it or not, doctors, they have some ideas. And it is really sad and scary when they tell you what they want to do. But I don't remember why I started talking about this. But I just, like, I'm going to... What did you ask?
You have a
Who am I?
Artistic energy.
Oh, yeah. But so all that to say, like, I'm just, like, playing with the the
hand that you were dealt.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're not going to enhance it. You're not going to get new boobs.
Yeah.
You're not going to get.
Although if I do have the baby, we'll figure that out.
You have to figure that out because they do.
That'll happen.
They do ruin your body.
Yeah.
Those little parasites.
Yeah.
And they will chew away at your inners.
And also, don't hold me to anything I'm saying, because usually I'll say something like, I hate Taco Bell, and then for some reason, then because I implanted the word Taco Bell in my head, the next day I'm like, that's all I want to eat. Like, so I'll change my mind on a dime, but that's just where I'm at now. But thank you for saying I'm authentic.
So you really are easily persuadable. Like if I had a cult, I could get
so
you
easily,
in there.
so easily. Like, yes.
That girl that was in Supergirl, that show, who was getting all the girls for the guy.
That would be
you could be her.
I would be the best recruiter.
Yeah.
Like women love me because like they know their boyfriends are never gonna want to fuck me. Like I'm not intimidating. I could get you every hot girl in this city. I could give me the address. I'll have her there.
Yes.
I would be such a good recruiter for like a cult leader. And I like Ghislaine or whatever, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Like
you would be her, kind of.
I would kill it at being her.
Yeah.
And I'm not proud of that. I don't want to do that. I want to use my powers for good.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it could go dark really, really quick.
Yeah.
I would excel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, if there's any potential cult leaders out there, you got your chief and what would that be? It would be commander. Would it be the
CFO?
CFO.
Yeah.
It would be the CFO of your cult. You'd be a great CFO and chief recruiter.